Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 5 in-class review. Remember to show all your work and to write your final answers on the line. Okay, for number 1, let's go ahead and take a closer look. So it says y is greater than x minus 2. So y is greater than x minus 2. Let's go ahead and we have to graph that. Now, a couple things I know when I'm graphing that is one, that it starts at -2, and that it's open. Okay, so it's open and my slope is 1 over 1. It's a positive 1 over 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and graph that. And then I'm going to draw my dotted line and make sure that I have my arrows. Okay. Now, our next line isn't really solved yet. So let's go ahead and solve that. We have to subtract 2x to both sides. And we get 4y is less than or equal to -2x plus 12. And then we have to divide by 4. So we get y is less than or equal to, always reduce your fraction, plus 3. Okay. So I'm starting at +3 and I'm closed. And my slope tells me to go down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. And I'm going to go in the other direction too, just so we have our line. Okay? So there's our line. Now, in class, we talked about the different areas. Okay, we said that there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And which section did we need to shade? Now, it has to be greater than the blue line, but it has to be less than the red line. So greater than the blue, less than the red, we end up shading this portion right here. Okay, so section number 2. Okay, now that's what your graph should look like. But now the next point is saying, give me a sample solution. Now a sample solution means pick anything in the blue, any point. Okay, you can just be like, well, 0, 0. You can say -1, -1. You could say 1, 1. Any of these points, it doesn't matter, as long as it's in the blue. Okay, I'm just going to go with the point 0, 0. Okay, now it's very important to look at the symbols. Okay, because now these are equal symbols. We're just drawing the lines. Okay, so our first one, the y equals -2/3 x plus 1. I know that I start at +1, and my slope tells me to go down 2 over 3. And I can't go the other direction, so up 2 over 3. There's our line, our points. Let's go ahead and draw that. Okay. All right, our next one, once again, it's not solved for us, so we're going to have to solve it ourselves. We want to get the y by itself, so we're going to add 2x to both sides, and we get 6y equals 2x plus 24. Okay, so 6y equals 2x plus 24. We're going to divide everything by 6, and remember, you always want to reduce. So y equals 2 divided by 6 ends up being 1/3 x, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. Okay, so we're just going to do this line in pink. I'm starting at +4. I'm going up 1, 1, 2, 3, over 3. And then I make sure I go in each direction, and there we go. There's our two lines, okay? Now, they want to know exactly where we meet. So where do they exactly meet? What point is this right here? This is the point of intersection. Okay, it's at -3. 1, 2, see, we're counting x first, -3, and then we have to go 1, 2, 3, +3. Okay. All right, next ones. Is to solve each system by using the substitution method. So whenever we have substitution method, one of the variables is all by itself, and I'm going to substitute everything in the gray. Okay, so we're going to start with the second equation, and everything that's in the gray is going to go inside the box, and that's 6y minus 13. Okay, at this step we should only have one variable, and that's the y. Okay, we need to distribute. 7 times 6 is 42y, and 7 times 13, if you don't know that, 13 times 7, we get 1, carry the 1, or that should be 2, because it's 21. 7 times 1 plus 2, 91. Okay. Now, let's combine like terms. We have 42y and -8y, which gives us 34y minus 91 equals -23. Add 91 to both sides, and we get 34y equals 68. Right? Let me double check that. -23, right? Plus 91. Yep, 68. And to get the y by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 34, and we get y equals 2. Now, are we done? No. Okay. We're trying to find a point. All we found was the y. Okay, so I have to put the y down, but I also need the x. Okay, and we learned up here that x equals 6y minus 13. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in that y that we just found, which was 2, and solve. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 minus 13, we get x equals to -1. And now we've got our point of intersection, which is -1, 2. All right, let's move on to number 4. Once again, substitution. This time the y is by itself. There's our y. And we're going to plug in everything here, 8 plus 6x. Okay? So 12x minus 2 equals 4. And we're plugging in the 8 plus 6x. All right, well, now it's time to distribute. And we have to distribute everything outside. Okay? So when we do that, the 12x stays the same. -2 times 8 is -16. -2 times 6 gives us -12x equals 4. All right, let's combine our like terms. We have 12x and -12x. When we combine those actually cancel. And we're left with -16 equals 4. Now, is that a true statement or a false statement? That's a false statement, which means no solution. All right, next one. Number 5 says solve each system by using the elimination method. Okay, now we talked about that you can cancel any variable that you want to, okay? You can either cancel the x's or you can cancel the y's. It doesn't matter, whichever you feel is less work. I'm going to do the same thing that we did in class, and we canceled the x's. So if this is a 3 and this is a 1, I need this top one to be a -3. And to do that, I'm going to multiply by 3. And when we do that, we get -3x plus 12y equals -21. And on the bottom, it stays the same. 3x minus 12y equals 21. Okay, let's start combining terms. Well, -3x and 3x, good, those cancel. But the 12y and the -12y, those cancel too. And when that happens, on the left side, we are left with a 0. Okay? On the right side, though, all that cancels too, and we're left with a 0. So does 0 equal 0? It sure does. This is a special case, and our answer is infinite solutions. Okay, number 6. Once again, look at the variables to see which one is less work. Canceling the x's or canceling the y's. And in this case, it's easier to cancel the y's. So what we're going to do is we need to multiply the bottom by 2, so this 3 turns into a 6. Okay? So let's start multiplying. We have -8x plus 6y equals -16. So I'm just going to double check. 2 times -4 is -8. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times -8 gives us -16. Our top equation stays the same. 5x minus 6y equals 1. Our y's cancel out. And 5 minus 8 is -3x equals -15. To get the x all by itself, we're going to divide by -3. And we get that x equals a negative divided by negative is a positive. So remember, that's just our x. We want to know what our y is. Okay, and we can plug into either equation, the top one or the bottom one, to figure out what y is. Just because we've got some easier numbers, I'm going to go with the top equation. Okay, so we're plugging in a 5 for x. 5 times 5 is 25, minus 6y equals 1. We have to subtract 25 to both sides, and we are left with -6y equals -24. And then to get the y all by itself, we divide by -6, inverse operations, and we get that y equals 4. Because that's a negative divided by negative. So once again, when we're all done, we get x equals 5 and y equals 4. So it's the point 5, 4. Okay. Let's look at the last one, our favorite word problems. Okay. So it says, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, that Matt's school is selling tickets to the play. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 9 adult tickets and 5 student tickets and made a total of $117.10. All right, well, that was one sentence, and it told us a lot of information. The school made, so this is another one, a total of $333.20 the day before, selling 2 adults and 3 student tickets. They want to find the price of each adult ticket. Okay, so the two things we need to know is the adult and the student tickets. because adult came first, I'm going to make that my x. Okay? And now let's go ahead and write our equations. There are two of them. In the gray, our first sentence, it says we have 9 adult tickets plus the 5 student tickets equals a total of $117.10. Okay, now we have to be careful in the blue. The first thing they tell us in the blue is the total, which is $33.20. And then they sold 2 adult tickets plus 3 student tickets. Now, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find the price of the adult tickets. So if we're trying to find the adults, I don't want to cancel those. What we want to do is cancel the Y's because those are the student tickets. If we cancel the Y's, guess what? Oh, sorry. Then we don't need to solve for X because we'll do it all by itself. Okay? So we have to multiply these two guys to cancel the Y's. Okay, you need to find the LCD of 3 and 15. And once you do that, you should get 15. So I need to multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 5. And one of those needs to be negative. I'm going to make the bottom negative because we've got smaller numbers. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start multiplying. 3 times 9 gives us 27x. 3 times 5 gives me 15y. And then 3 times 117.10 gives us negative, or not negative, sorry guys. Yeah, we got 351.30. Okay, I'm going to actually make that look like a 3 because it looks like chicken scratch. Okay, now on the bottom, we're multiplying everything, distributing a negative 5. And we get negative 10x, negative 15y, and then negative 5 times 33.20 gives us negative 166. Okay, so just like we wanted to, the y's cancel. And then 27 minus 10 gives us 17x. And that equals, subtract those two numbers, 185.30. Okay? The last thing to do would be to divide both sides by 17. 17's cancel, and we're left with x equaling 10.90. Okay? Or in your calculator, it might say 10.9. Just know that they're talking about $10.90. Okay? Alright guys, well that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 5, the final review for 2014, Semester 1. Your first final review is coming up, or the final is coming up, so I wish you guys the best of luck. If you need any help beforehand, come find Ms. Carranza or myself, who would love to help you out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and good luck.